Tyler is in his second year of kindergarten. He's autistic and has a severe language disorder, but this has been a very successful school year for him. Tyler's teacher, Whitney Mead, describes his progress in one of the augmentative or alternative communication techniques that has brought about his success.
Last year, when I got him, he came from the center where he had been in pre-services. He was nonverbal, very typical, sit in the corner, very content to play by himself, no interaction. Then last year, we had him in the inclusion classroom. We started using what's called PECS with him. It's a picture exchange communication system where you teach a child to associate a picture with an item. And if I give you that picture, you're going to give me that item. And from that, you teach them to pair verbalizations. I want popcorn, whatever they choose to use. And you want to pick something that's very inviting, that you know that they want. And we started with that. We started with chocolate milk and popcorn. We ate bag upon bag of popcorn. But he figured it out. And so then you move to a notebook where you put all the picture symbols and you teach them to manipulate it and to use speech once they've lined it up. It's kind of a cueing system. And now he is very verbal. He interacts with his peers. He loves his classmates. He's really starting to come out of his shell and really pick up a lot of skills.
Here, Tyler is making a snack with Whitney Mead and a classmate.
I want four pretzel, please.
Good job. Pour it in the bowl.
The bowl.
Good. Okay. All done pretzel. What's this? Cereal. Fruit Loops.
Cereal.
Who wants to pour? Good girl.
In fact, the speech and language pathologist for Tyler's school encourages all teachers to use visual strategies. This includes sign language for speech or language delayed children, along with other basic approaches. Slow down, to use less words, to give the child time to respond, never to call attention to the problem, never ever to make fun of them or allow other children to make fun of them. That's the first thing we do. Then we start looking for what is the problem and how do we need to modify the work so that the child can do it. So for instance, if a child can't interpret language, and we see this a lot, then we break our instructions down to 2 or 3 words. We give them 1 or 2 steps at a time. If they can read, we put it in writing for them so that they have a checklist. We use visual cues all the time. For language-delayed children, you can't just tell them about a new vocabulary word. You probably have to show it to them. And better than a picture is even going to be the real objects. One of the many ways Whitney Mead implements Ms. Peaton's advice to simplify instructional method is by customizing her visual aids, such as the calendar she uses with Tyler for academics and for developing his pragmatic language.
Classrooms use Saxon programs, and they have a calendar time that they do. But in the classrooms, it's a big bulletin board. Calendar is one spot. They have numbers, they have tally marks, they have weather, they have all these extra things going on. My kids can't see all that. They can't handle all that. That's too much stimulation. An autistic child especially needs very clear-cut, concise, short directions, stuff without all the frills. They get lost in all that. And a lot of times you'll lose speech, you'll lose good behavior if they're trying to cope with all of that. So I took that idea and said, okay, well, that teaches good skills. What can I use from it?
Good job.
I have a dark blue background that's real plain. It's got a calendar on it with big blocks, but it doesn't have the pattern on it. It doesn't have any of that extra stuff. It's just got the numbers on it. And I teach counting with that. You can go back and take a number out and see if they can figure out the missing one. Then we put a schoolhouse that I saw at a conference. and they were teaching the children appropriate social interaction by singing a song. And they get their picture and they put their picture on the house, but then they have to greet everybody in the group. So you start that communication between the children, and then you can take that into the school building. And everybody laughs at me because we will walk all the way around the school to get from point A to point B, because we want to see as many people as we can on the way there to practice that skill so that we can generalize that skill across the setting.